This is America. This is Americana's grandson. All right, Americana. It's your grandson. Come on in for some story time. I'm really glad that I'm only part Irish, and that God chose to mix some Scottish and English in me. Cause y'all, I could not have stood a full dose of this. That's that. So, um, also come on in, electricians and copper wizards who know how to make an honest dollar, manipulating copper wire. That's something a lot of people don't know about, is making an honest dollar. But they want to talk to me about how hard I work or how hard they imagine I work. So I remember something, and everyone who spends their time praying in the shower or visiting with God in their bath will understand this. This morning I remembered one of the funniest experiences I had at Southeastern Bible College. And it cracks me up because some people love how goofy and silly I am, but I watch them check out when I have something from love of wisdom or love of God or some other part of my being to say that's not humorous to them. And it's almost like all they want me to do is entertain them. And when I'm getting paid for my time, I don't mind entertaining. I play songs. I've written songs. I write music. I'm a story keeper. There's a lot I do that can be entertaining, but when you're not paying me for my entertainment, I just ain't feeling it like y'all are feeling it. Some of y'all. But not long around the same time my father-in-law passed away, we also had our brother Dak pass away. It's been long enough that I don't remember who passed first. It seems like Gary passed and then Dak, but it's just been so long I don't remember. But what I do remember as a student is we would have these chapels every week, and sometimes you just didn't know who the school was gonna bring you. And it got funny sometimes because you'll be in chapel and it's mandatory, you have to go to chapel, and I was just like, God, why are y'all making me listen to this cat? And this one guy, he had his shtick was, do you ever just feel like you need the Lord to beat the hell out of you? And he beat the hell out of his shtick for the whole chapel. And listen to this. Oh my gosh. Gary was such an OG. The next Wednesday was his chapel. And before he started his chapel, he said, I think you guys should count yourself fortunate, because I was going to ask anyone if they need me to get Colby or some of the other big guys up here to beat the hell out of you. And just like that, back on track, like for everyone who's listening to their life and trying to pay attention and do their part, all the annoyances of what some people bring to the faith and to communion and to chapel. You ever just need you just feel like you need God to beat the hell out of you? Blah. We can put you in a room with some sound absorbers and get God to beat the hell out of you. Blah. Like, of all the things we've endured growing up in the South with our faith, with our upbringing, our raising, the greens, the blues, all of it. Just like that. With a kind-natured joke, Gary's right back on track. And I don't know if it was that day that he talked about Flannery O'Connor and the whole meaning, the whole story is the meaning or not. But I'm just grateful to his humor. And that came from my time praying this morning. So I just wanted to share that with you all. I grew up in a household where we read the New King James Version of the Bible. Dad had us up before school. They made us put our clothes out before school the night before, get up, have breakfast, and read the Bible all before school. New King James Version of the Bible. We weren't reading the King James Version. And while some people are really into that KJV, there's some history into that in our country. I'm more of the Message translation myself. There are a lot of Greek and Hebrew scholars who've worked on translations, disagreement over translation styles and techniques and perspectives are old. How you translate a text is something I feel like everyone should study. And in a country where they're forcing us to have the Christianity of the current GOP, if it's mandatory, I feel like our country should bust open the reserves of these Bible colleges and put those as, if it's going to be mandatory, what should be mandatory is the history of Christianity, the history of Christianity in the past 2,000 years, and the history of Christianity in America, and not just from the GOP's point of view. I mean blind spots and all. If they're actually going to do that, they need to do it with integrity. Instead of this, do you ever just feel like you need someone to need the Lord to beat the hell out of you? No one growing up told me SpongeBob might have been autistic. I remember before hearing the word autism, like so many things in my life. But some people look at me like I just want to manipulate. And I've had some very intense experiences in my life, and I've done a lot of work to stop having them. But I had a very intense experience recently, and I'm sitting down at the table with an old friend, and that comes out of me, and he's looking at me like I got a demon or something, asking me if I'm manipulating him. And it breaks my heart. But people are losing their lives. They're losing their economic resources over some bull that we have put up with in our country. From the people who let other people be in leadership over us, just like whoever got that guy to come to our chapel and ask the students, do you ever just feel like you need the Lord to beat the hell out of you? And Gary cleaned up next week with a joke. We're not all able to have jokes right now. As much as we would love to have a joke. I love jokes. I love a good joke. I love laughing. But I have other things to say too that aren't just entertainment to people who refuse to pay me for my time and my work and my effort organizing everything I've organized since the day I was born. So for everyone praying in the shower, visiting with God in the bath, go in peace. Do something with the reinvention you've been working on since you were born. Step in a new pothole. You've got the whole country of true Americana elders rooting for you.